My name's Karen Grant. I currently live in Strathpeffer at the moment, and I've got 4 children and a grandson. I am a team lead for the community mental health team up in Skye and Wester Ross. On the 21st of January 2021, I was sitting watching telly and I found a lump. I went to the GP, she wasn't overly concerned and she put me up to the breast unit. I was seen by them within 2 weeks and it came back that I had precancerous cells in my breast, but most likely they were going to find something invasive. Due to COVID, my surgery was put off for 4 months. Unfortunately, when I did get my surgery, it was an aggressive form of breast cancer and slightly worse than what they had initially expected. I had to have 2 surgeries before I had chemotherapy and then radiotherapy, and currently on tamoxifen at the moment. My diagnosis came just around about my 40th birthday. I never hid anything from the children, I was very open with them. My youngest at the time was 7, and my oldest would have been about 16, 17. So I was very honest with them. I said, Mum's got some bad cells in her breast, they are cancerous and we'll just have to remove them. And I guess I managed really well with chemo. I would go for chemo, I would have maybe 2 days and then I would be back at the school picking the kids up. And I think that definitely made a difference with how the kids managed it, because certainly there was, especially with my 7-year-old, if Mum was not at the school, then she wasn't well and there was the worry would come on. So yeah, I kind of kept that up as best as I could. And there was probably twice I was taken away in an ambulance because I was unwell, and that was kind of normalised as well, getting the kids ready for school as the ambulance crew were coming into the back door, and it just became part of our life for so long. So when I was going through chemo, I found it really difficult mentally. I guess I used to have some very difficult thoughts, especially thinking about my 7-year-old and thinking if something was to happen to me and I wasn't here, and her life over again, she would still be a child, and that was quite hard to kind of deal with. So I did spend a lot of nights up on my own, feeling rubbish. Things were changing. I'd lost my hair. I didn't look the same. I felt trapped in a body that wasn't mine anymore. I guess for me, the physical side I've always described as being 20% of the problem, and 80% of the problem has been the mental health that comes with a cancer diagnosis at a young age, and that impact that it has going forward. I've been relatively healthy, managed really well, had clear scans. As I said, not had any problems with the tamoxifen until July this year. I knew something wasn't right, and I took a trial off of tamoxifen. Unfortunately, I got a period back and it resulted in a 10-day admission to Regmore in September with 4 blood transfusions, and they found that I had precancerous cells in my womb, which was a complication from the tamoxifen. So I've had to have a hysterectomy just in October there, and yeah, that's been a bit of a setback because you do so well and you kind of learn as the years go on to put it behind you, and then something comes back up. This whole experience, although very negative, there's lots of worries, there's lots of anxieties going forward, but there's lots of positives as well. I don't wait to do things. If I want to go and do a Monro, I'll go and do a Monro. I won't say, right, I'm going to wait and I can do that again. Tomorrow's not promised, I've realised that. That's definitely something that's come out, but there's still, in amongst all the anxiety and the worry, it does get better. You don't see it at the time that you're ever going to be free of this, but it does get better, and you just have to look a little bit harder for the beauty in life, really. So I've always wanted to do. I did a fundraiser a few years ago. I did some running to raise some money. I raised £2,000 for Maggie's, and I've always wanted to get involved, and my friend Nicola's been pushing me for a while, so that's why I'm here.